This interview is by Tabor and Gary. I've entered an award for Best Enabler of Other Businesses 2021. And Tabor's going to ask me some questions, help me fill it in. She's fantastic. If you need a copywriter, if you need a journalist, she's the lady. So she can ask me a few questions. This is what this is all about. I'm planning on putting this on YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Well, how did loving social media begin?
It really, the internet and social media was very, very new. And it was actually Nigel Bothroll that he made a course for people to become social media managers. And I bought that course and I thought, actually, I know more than I thought I did. And the course was in Birmingham. And as I was driving home, I thought, I think I need to do it with a marketeer and a web designer. So I paired with a marketeer and a web designer. And that's when Loving Social Media was born. It started with friends and family doing their social media, and then it just expanded outwards. And that was in 2008. Now, those partners have gone on to other things, and I have a really great team of people that look after an international clientele.
Um, okay, so the way loving social media is today, did you imagine it would become so big or get to the point where it's at now?
Never in a million years. I was really passionate about running my own opticians, and it wasn't until I merged that I thought, actually, let me take this really seriously. And back in 2008, it was all so new, and those people that were beginning with me have all become celebrities and multimillionaires, and maybe that boat has passed for me at that particular moment. But I started out just when it was really, really new. And if I don't at least try to make it into a huge company, I'll never know. So yes.
So did it originally start as like a spontaneous thing as opposed to having a long-term goal?
Very, very spontaneous. It was,
Yeah.
and I took on the UK, one of the UK's first apprentices as a social media manager, social media apprentice. Her name was Thegla, and she basically ran the company while I was down. She was upstairs doing the social media stuff, and I was downstairs doing the optician stuff, and it got really busy, and I had this opportunity, so I left my opticians, and it went from one staff to two to three to four to today we're at 7 and 8. Yeah,
So would you say you have a very strong local presence as well then?
huge. It was actually Facebook phoned me the other day, and they said that I was the first optician in the world to look after a page of opticians for a page. So I didn't. I set up a group called Loving Local, and I use social media on Facebook to. I saw this community feel, so I even though I ran the group, it wasn't all about my opticians. It was about a missing cat, or someone had lost a pair of keys, or there's a vacancy or something, and I ran that, and it gave me the visibility at the time to be able to. I leveraged groups basically. I got pretty quickly that a group isn't about selling. A group is about community. So we gather. So we're about 19,000 Enfield people, and I feel very integrated into the community.
Okay, cool. So if you had to summarize what loving social media does, I mean, how would you summarize it?
It's
What
a
are the aims? What are
it's a
the...
done for you business. So if the entrepreneur hasn't the inclination or the time to do social media, we'll do it for you. So it's a done for you business. But where I'm really excited, and why I'm entering this particular award, is that it's enabling other businesses to grow. So by taking on a young graduate, that young graduate, we train them, they work for the business grows and grows and grows. And everyone that we've helped get a Kickstarter right now has grown. And that's why I feel that we are deserving of the award.
Do you have any particular stories that stick out in mind? when it comes to like people you've helped.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, like it's quite like when I look at current customers that we helped through COVID, and the ones that we looked after and stayed loyal have got through COVID and have come out the other side stronger. And
mhm,
I'm really proud of that. Not one of our businesses ever went bankrupt through COVID, and they all did very well. I look at a company like Tax Resolute that is close to home, and their inquiries, they're busy. We did a webinar for them. We're constantly doing webinars. I'm really proud of the work I've done over there. Um, there's just so many opticians that have gone from only doing eye tests once or twice a week to 5 days a week and fully booked. That's amazing.
mhm.
New businesses like Enfield Made that started out as a brand new business. Now he's so busy, he doesn't know quite what to do with himself. A charity called No CO2, practically
Mhm.
unknown. Nobody knew who they were. We did a worldwide webinar. 50,000 people tuned in. Every time we do a webinar, there's a few thousand people from all over the world, and really influential people. The last one we did, it was on 3 o'clock UK time, which is a sweet spot. So we had experts from Australia, experts from America, we had people in Europe, and thousands of people watched that, which meant thousands of donations, which means thousands of trees being planted. So
Mhm.
they're the ones that spring to mind, but I'm proud of a lot. Derma Clinic, they're in Harley Street. We started out with 0 reviews. They've now got over 150 reviews just by showing them how to ask for them.
Mhm. Um, okay, so like recently you're setting up a Kickstarter. Could you go into like what that involves and
Yeah.
how you've helped people through the
Well,
Kickstarters
the
too?
story is 10 years ago when Kickstarter first started with Gordon Brown, he called it Back Young Britain. And I had asked 7 Kickstarters to help me, and
Mhm.
we went from 500,000 to 800,000 with their help. They were out there, they were my marketing team. So the minute I was aware of this coming back, I was the first to apply. But I didn't just want to apply for me. I wanted to tell other small businesses, look, do this thing, help the young person, they'll help you. Where they struggle is training. So I thought, well, let's get these young people. Let me help with all the paperwork because that's a barrier. Once it's been approved, let me help you with recruitment and training them and finding the right one. And then once they start, we get real collaboration from that young person with a bit of fun. They need to see that their progress is going well. So yeah, a real wraparound service will help you apply, will help you recruit, will help you train, and that
Mhm.
young person is working 25 hours a week in your marketing department. And marketing is about awareness, so they can then make more people aware of that you exist, and then that might just turn into a sale.
Yeah, what motivates you to help younger people though?
Yeah, you need to speak to a child psychologist because it is maybe maybe it's something to do with my childhood. Nobody around me when I was young really had much belief in me. I came
Mhm.
bottom of the class for most tests. Um, I was shy, really, really shy. I was in my own world, and yeah, it wasn't until somebody believed in me that I started to grow as a human being. I was like, "Whoa, you've noticed me! Like, you really believe in me," and that I remember that feeling, and it didn't happen in my adolescence. It didn't happen very often, and that has some kind of deep psychological need to help others, and I love seeing people grow. So even with yourself, like, it's amazing to see how confident you are and how amazing you are, and for you to be your very best, that you to reach your full potential. And I think lots of
Mhm.
young people aren't even aware of what their full potential is.
Right. So you help younger people to recognize their potential.
They have to see
So
it for themselves, but I'll definitely hold your hand through it. I see intelligence, I see creativity, I see extrovert and introvert. I love people, and it's a shame that a lot of the younger generation don't have very much resilience. They give up quite easily, and that I can't help with. You've got to figure that out for yourself. As if you keep giving up, it's really hard to get to the point where you are going to be a good success in your life. So that bit eludes me. How I teach people not to give up. I don't know if did you want to give up when you were with us?
um the
Sometimes.
way I saw it is like I do have a tendency to complain and be like, oh my God, why am I doing this? Why am I putting myself through this? But I know that if I do stop, nothing will change. So most of the time, I often feel like I'm throwing myself to the wolves, and I might absolutely hate it in the beginning. But if you know, if I because in the beginning, I think I was just in a very bad place in general. So for me, everything, my anxieties were heightened, and I just didn't want to deal with anything. But I came out of it okay. So if anything, I feel like it kind of gave me the kick up the arse like I needed, really. I think it
Again,
was necessary.
I challenge young people. I'm not afraid to have an uncomfortable conversation. Sometimes it can go wrong, but I really want to think, because my intentions are good, that it comes across that my intentions are good, and I'm proud of you. I'm proud of the 1,000 odd young people that I've put through training through my 20-year career.
Right. Okay, cool. I think I've
You're
got.
amazing. As a journalist, you make me feel very comfortable.
Oh, well, I think that was pretty good actually. I think I got everything I needed.
So this is
Um,
Loving Social Media. If you want us to do your social media for you, it's 0203 846 8888, and we're www.loving social media. If you want your Kickstarter, if you think, oh, this sounds good, I'll get a young person who'll be trained completely for free, then again, it's the same information. I'm Gary, and this is...
Loving social media.
That's it, and Taper as well.